Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome to today's video. And y'all, this is going to be a good one because we are going to be testing if we can turn a sticker into something that looks like a pen, like not an enamel pen, because y'all, enamel pens are made out of metal and they are top notch. But I came across this blog post, and I'm going to link this blog post down below. It's actually from 2016. Here, I have it pulled up. This is from Eatbot, Geeky Girliness and Goofing Off from 2016. And this is turn any shape sticker into a reusable resin pen. And I was very much intrigued. So I read over this blog post. And y'all, you go read over as well. And I loved what she came up with. But I thought, there has to be a way that we can maybe improve this just a little bit. And I think I might have figured out how. And we are going to test it in today's video. We are going to be testing out turning any sticker that we create in Cricut Design Space into a reusable resin pen. So if you are new here, my name is Lauren and I'm a craft producer here at Makers Gonna Learn, where we strive to bring you inspiration, education, and motivation to get your Cricut machine out and put it to work. Y'all, you have invested in this machine. There is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be using it. And today's project is one of those that's a little bit outside the box, but I think you all might be impressed. I hope. We're gonna see if my thoughts are correct in kind of improving this way of doing it. Now, the way that she did it, hers turned out phenomenal. But I will say, she used 2-part resin. And we don't use a lot of 2-part resin here at Makers Gonna Learn anymore. Ask me why. Maybe don't. Actually, I got ripped a new one the first time I used 2-part resin. Sue me, whatever. So, in today's video, we're gonna be using UV resin instead and see how it compares. So, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into the supplies that you are going to need to complete this project. So here are all of the supplies that you are going to need. And one of the stars of the show is going to be this Cricut waterproof sticker set. Now, the reason that I chose this one is because our friend over at the Eatbot blog, they just used a sticker sheet that they purchased. Now, there is not a problem with you doing that, but one of the things that they said is that when they put the resin on the sticker, especially if it had white on it, it was like the resin kind of soaked through the sticker and they had to paint the back of it white. But y'all, and the results looked amazing. But I really think that by using this Cricut waterproof sticker set and having the laminate sheet on top, I'm thinking that we won't have to paint it. I really think that that's going to take that step out of it for us. But this is just a thought, and we're just going to test it. Now, what else you are going to need? You are going to need some type of tie tack. These we just got from Hobby Lobby. And y'all, everything that I'm going to show you is going to be linked down below for you all to click those links and purchase if you want to recreate this. So tie tacks are going to be next. That's what we're going to put on the back of our resin stickers, our little sticker pins. Other than that, you are going to need some type of UV resin. Now, the reason that I chose UV resin is because it just cures so much faster. And honestly, there's not really a stench to UV resin. I do think that it is maybe, I won't say a little bit safer, but we do love UV resin. So we're going to be using UV resin, and this is the J Diction brand. Once again, it's going to be linked down below, but we're going to use this instead of 2-part resin. Now, because we are using UV resin, we do have to have some type of UV light. Now, this one is only a 10-watt UV light. It looks like we have rubbed that off, but I'm pretty sure it's just a 10-watt UV light. A lot of people will use the nail cure lights, the ones that you use for like gel polish as well. You don't have to have have a super, super strong one, but y'all, if you don't have a light, guess what? Use the sun. The sun is the best way to cure UV resin. And honestly, we may venture outside because it does look sunny, so we may do that. If not, we will use our UV light. Next up, we do have a silicone mat here. That's just to protect our surface. I don't want to get resin on our table, so I'm just using this to protect our surface. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, Lauren, why do you have a thing of paint there? You said you weren't going to paint. Y'all, I'm not. I'm going to use this as what keeps my sticker up off of our surface, because we want to have a dome effect on our pen. So we want it to be domed and in the middle and kind of not on the sides. And having something that raises your sticker off the surface is going to create that surface tension that allows that resin to just kind of dome over to the side. You'll see what I'm talking about when we come to it. Now, if you have one of those, some people have like, you know, those perler bead little plastic things, that would be great. We don't have any perler beads here, but it has like the little pegs on the bottom that you can lay it and it keeps it up off the surface. That would be one. You can use a plastic cup, but I'm just using this. I'm just gonna put my sticker on top. Once again, I said you'll see. The next thing that you are gonna need, this is gonna be a personal preference, but that is some gloves. Y'all, I don't wanna get my nails dirty, so I'm gonna be using gloves. I don't wanna get resin on my nails or on my hands or on my skin. So actually, this is not a personal preference. This is also needed as well. So this is a necessity. Let's make that clear. Vinyl gloves. The next thing that you are going to need is obviously a Cricut mat to cut our stickers with. And then I have some popsicle sticks here, and that is just going to help me kind of spread the resin around. Now, something that I don't have that I probably need to go grab are some paper towels. So let's just go in here, grab some paper towels, and let's kind of talk this through how we're gonna do this. So my thoughts are, I'm gonna make my stickers in Design Space. And from there, I'm going to cut them out, and then I think I'm gonna do a small layer of resin, cure, larger layer of resin, cure, then resin on the back. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's just get right into it. Once our stickers have printed, now is the time we need to add our laminate sheet. So you want to make sure you are adding your laminate sheet to your stickers before you cut it on your Cricut. Very, very important. So let's go ahead, let me bring you down here so that I can show you best practices when it comes to adding your laminate sheet. So the first thing that I do, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I flip my stickers on, I won't say upside down, but I put them on the mat like this, and then I kind of turn it upside down to where I'm at. Now, I do need to make sure, you need to definitely make sure that we burnish this down on the mat really well. And another thing that you are going to need that I forgot to mention to you at the beginning is going to be a felt tipped squeegee. This is going to be very important when it comes to laying your laminate down, just to make sure that it doesn't scratch. So we are going to take that top piece off of the laminate sheet, and this just helps me make sure that I place this down perfectly here. Beautiful, just like that. Now, we want to keep this backer on for a reason, because after you lay this strip right here down, what we're then going to do is I then flip this over and I bend it enough so this kind of starts working its way forward without me having to do anything extra. And then from there, I'm going to take my squeegee, I'm going to place it on this side, and watch this magic. I can start running this squeegee down this laminate, and it just comes off so easy. Now this is something you're going to want to work your way back and forth, making sure that you get this down, and this is going to help prevent air bubbles from forming when you place this down on your sticker sheet. So y'all see what I'm doing? I'm just kind of back and forth this way, and then making sure that I go back over it really, really well, and getting our laminate sheet laid down. Now, once we have done that, it is time to bring it over here to our machine to cut. I am going to be cutting this on the setting that Cricut has, because this is a Cricut material. So they have a setting that is labeled Printable Waterproof Sticker Set White. That is the one that we are going to be using. So once again, Printable Waterproof Sticker Set White, because we are using the one that has the white background. Now, I do want to show you this, which I think is very, very interesting. So if you have multiple things on your, or multiple different cut settings on your sticker sheet, let's say you have one that's kiss cut, one that's die cut, what I love that Cricut has done is you can set the pressure on each individual one. So let me show you what I mean. Here, you can see that we have our base material set to Printable Waterproof Sticker Set White. Our pressure for all of it is set to default, but then settings for Create Sticker Feature Only, you have your kiss cut pressure and your die cut pressure, and you can set those separately. Now we're just gonna do default on both, but I do love that feature. So snaps and claps to Cricut, thank you for that. But let's come back over here to our machine and let's start cutting. While that is cutting, I went ahead and I got my area set up here. Oh, Cricut did something, I don't know. So I have my gloves, I have my light here, I have my UV resin, my little fake little stand that I'm using. We're not painting, trust. But what I'm going to do in preparation is I'm gonna go ahead and put my vinyl gloves on. Now this may not have been the smartest decision I've ever had before I get the stickers off, but your girl likes to be prepared. So while the Cricut is cutting our stickers, one thing that I need to make sure that you all know is you can sign up for MGL Plus with a $7 7-day trial, and you can get 20 of any of our cut files on our website to recreate this project. Y'all, we come out with hundreds of new cut files every month. We have a library, I would say, of over 25,000 cut files, hundreds of fonts. We come out with brand new ones every single month, and y'all, you heard it here first. We're coming out with something huge in the next couple months. So if you are interested in becoming an MGL Plus member, whether that is you want to just go ahead and jump all in and go yearly, or you want to sign up for the trial, make sure you click one of the links down below. I'm going to use that first link as the yearly. If you're just like, okay, Lauren, I'm ready to go all in, click that link. If you do go yearly, use the code EPIC, E-P-I-C, and you can save quite a bit of money, and we'll send you a little treat. We're gonna send you a box in the mail full of MGL craft supplies. This is one of them, by the way. Also, this is one of them. So if you wanna go yearly, you're more than welcome. We would love to have you yearly, but if you are a try before you buy type of person, you can go ahead and get that $7 trial as well. So I'm pretty sure our stickers are done. Let's dive into the actual process. Okay, so here are our stickers. This is lovely. Let's go ahead and pull this backer off. Now it looks like I set one of them up, and here's the thing, looks like we need to kind of help this one out or it's gonna pull off the thing. That one must have been a die cut. So I must have not had all of my settings correct. So, because these two stayed on and did not get cut all the way through, which is kind of disappointing, but it's fine. I think we could still make it work. So we're just gonna do one of these. So let's do this, take me to the antique store. Now remember, we're just testing this. I keep pulling out. I need a weeding tool. Actually, I just grabbed a true control knife. We're gonna pick this up with a true control knife. Okay. So we're just gonna test this on one. Remember, I've not done this. This is just a theory that I have that we can get to work. So what I'm doing, I think what I need to do to get this to dome up properly, I think that I am going to need to do a small layer of resin first before doing a large domed up, because one thing that I know with UV resin is it has a tendency to curl where 2-part resin does not, especially on a thin piece like this. So what I'm doing, I've left the backer on our sticker, and I'm just going to set this up here on top of this. I have my UV resin here, and I'm going to, and actually I don't think I even need to set it up on here yet because we're not working on doming it up. I am going to start by adding a small little bit of resin. Probably gonna pick this up. And I am going to work it all the way to the edge of this sticker with making sure that this is a very, very thin layer. Now, this layer I don't think needs to be completely perfect, but I have a very thin layer because I don't want a thick layer to make this curl. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna grab my light and I'm gonna give this a really good cure. Okay, so here is a good example of what I mean by curling. And this is what I was afraid of. Can you all kind of see, it kind of started to curve up right here on this edge, but you may even have to like bend it. You see how I've kind of got it bent this way as I cure to kind of keep it straight. Okay, so that is our first layer of resin. It's still just a little bit sticky, but not too bad. But you can see it still has movement to it, but it is a lot thicker than a normal sticker. But like I said, we are not done just yet. So after we have added a small thin layer, that is when you want to grab whatever you are using to keep this up off the surface, because now we're going to create that dome shape with our resin. So I'm just gonna come in here and I'm going to start working this over to the edge, but not all the way to the edge, okay? Now I don't wanna do too much because I don't want it to spill over completely, but now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take my popsicle stick and I'm gonna start kind of helping it over to the edge to create that domed effect. Now, one thing I do love about UV resin is the fact that it is self-leveling. So if you leave it long enough, it will self-level itself and you don't have to worry about it. So if you have a couple little holes inside, or like not holes, but if you don't put enough down, it will eventually level itself out. So it kind of moved over to the side a little bit. Okay. Now I want to bring you all over to this side so that you all can see what I mean when it's domed up. Okay, can you all see that little bit of like dome shape to that? You may not be able to yet, but what I think I'm gonna do now is I think I'm gonna take this as is out in the sun and I'm gonna bring you with me. Lord, let me not drop it. Now this is honestly the fastest way to cure UV resin is by bringing it out into the sun, but sometimes we don't have the sun that we need to cure it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just going to set this down on the ground, just like this. I'm gonna let it sit out here and cure for a few minutes, and then we will be right back. Oh my God, y'all, it worked. I think it worked. Look at this. Now, I will say it did curl a little bit, but it is still kind of warm where I just got it from outside. So you can, while it is still warm, you can kind of flatten it out a little bit if it does curl, or set it under something heavy. But this looks good. Look how cute. So you can kind of see that dome edge. Look at the top, how it kind of domes right there. Oh, okay. So we're not done. This still looks crazy. And we need to give it a little bit more stability. So what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna take the back of the sticker off very carefully, okay? And I'm gonna hold it. Now remember, it's still sticky, and I'm going to add resin here to the back. Now, does not need to be a lot at all, but essentially what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna be kind of closing the edges together because we don't have to worry about the doming of the back. We don't wanna necessarily dome the back, but we're gonna do something similar to what we did on the first layer, but I am gonna also run this along the edges. Now, this is one where I'm gonna partially cure this first, and while it is still sticky, oh, I was not showing you all the whole time. Here, this is what I'm doing. So I'm just getting it all to the edge and maybe even like making sure I get it on the edges so that it kind of seals those two together like that. And then we're gonna grab this light and we're gonna cure with the light first. Now I do have my pen backs here. So I've cured a little bit. Now I'm gonna grab a pen back. I'm gonna stick that onto there, wherever you want, like that, and then we're gonna add some resin around it. Now I might have did a little bit too much, but we're just going to make sure we get it all around that pen, like that, and then quickly cure it. Now, once again, taking this outside and curing it in the sun is going to be the fastest way to cure UV resin. I have found that with these lights, a lot of times it'll still be a little bit sticky for me. So I'm gonna take this outside and then we'll be right back. And y'all, I think we've done it. I think that we have made a super cute pen out of a sticker. Y'all, look at this. We can stick it on our clothes, on our bags. Hold on, I'm gonna put it on because y'all know me. Thrifting, take me to the antique store. That's me, so cute. I'm obsessed. What do you guys think? I'm gonna be real honest. I do think that I made some mistakes. So let's talk about the mistakes that I feel like that I made and how you can be better. So number one, I didn't let things cure as long as I need to. So this is still a little bit sticky. It needs to be out there curing a little bit longer. I also messed up a little bit down here at the bottom, but we can take a file to that and file that off. It did, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It did curl just a little bit, but like if you're just trying to make your own pens really quickly, I think this is a great way to do it. But like I said, I do think I need to cure it a little bit longer, be a little bit more precise about my edges. And one thing that I want to make sure that you all know, you want to do it in smaller layers. You would be better off, especially on this front, to do like 2 thinner layers versus 1 super thick layer. Okay, so do it in thinner layers, not one that's super thick, because it kind of wanted to peel away. The sticker, when I was taking the backer off, it wanted to peel away from the front, and I think it's because I did too thick of a layer maybe, but I did fix it. I put a little bit of resin in there and like sandwiched it together so it's not like it's that big of a deal. But y'all, who would have thought that you could take sticker paper and stickers that you make with your Cricut and turn it into a pen, a resin pen? Mind blown. Also, like I said earlier, check out that blog post because that's where we got our idea. We just made a couple little tweaks. I won't even say improvements. We just made a couple little tweaks to make it a little shorter of a project and not so long and drawn out. I'm impressed. I'll say it. I'm impressed. If you have made it this far and you have not hit that thumbs up button, go ahead and do that for me. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified every time we get crafty. Y'all, these craft trial videos are absolutely my favorite. I love to try new things, and this one was a win. Thank you guys so much for being here. We will see you guys in the next one. And by the way, don't forget to check out the MGL Plus either trial or yearly membership. I promise you're not going to regret it. See you guys later. Bye, guys.